Greetings YouTube, and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play inside Le.Monde.Du.VAPEUR. Many thanks for coming back as always. If you were with us last time, you would have seen that we had a little bit of difficulty building this here viaduct that leads down to the entrance to Farm Hills. But in this episode we're going to add the corresponding water wheel onto the side of our mill build here. So without a further ado, I think we should crack on. So as we say, last time we built this viaduct here. Now I'm thinking that we will probably look to take it straight through this midpoint here. So if we work our way into the corner, and we're going to use a different colour oak, I think. We won't use the same colour oak as we've got above. So let us see, if we were to place that off the face there, and then we should be able to run that out. We'll come back inside eventually and worry about the actual mechanics behind the whole build. But for now, how's that looking to us? That's looking correct, I think. So very keen for it not to be just repetitive with the same palette materials. Try and mix things up in builds, etc. Try not to have too bland a palette. Now let's see, are we more or less where we want to be? I think if we come to there, yes, one block away, perfect. Now we're going to try and build a 2 wide water wheel, which is not something I've tried to do yet. So I'm thinking, similar to the crane build, we will begin by using fences to form part of our structure. And this is going to get interesting very quickly. As always guys, building in survival as opposed to creative. Honest building, as I like to call it. Taking away the powers of levitation, etc. definitely makes things a lot more challenging. But challenge is why we're here. Nothing's ever easy in the Le.Monde.Du.VAPEUR, I can assure you of that. After this next big build, we're definitely going to be returning to establishing a few more farms inside of Farm Hills. We are in desperate need of food, etc. And I've just realised we're running a little bit short on birch fences. I always try and lay out some materials before the episode begins, but you can't always odds what you're going to need. And that's good because they appear to be coming from our spruce supplies. Let's bump that up. We take roughly the same number as we had before. Ooh, wow, things are definitely getting very dark around Farm Hill at the moment. We will of course eventually put a temporary bed inside of the windmill, and it will become our sleeping quarters whilst we're over here working, as opposed to sleeping in the hallway of Farm Hill between the zombie villager farm and pumpkin farm. Not exactly classy digs, and I've just spotted on the horizon a very terrifying sight indeed, so I may look to go and take him out, because the last thing we need is a build ruined by one of those fellas. That should hopefully have taught him a lesson. Now last time we even saw witches spawning on Farm Hill, so definitely going to be keeping our wits about us. Now I'm going to complete the wheel build out of more birch wood, I think, is what I'm planning on, and then I may look to see if there's a way we can implement maybe some signs onto this, because good thing about signs is they do definitely look like paddles, like you would expect to see on a wheel. So how's that looking? Is that looking about right, I wonder? Let's drop down here. just looking over there in the distance at our previous build, and I'm thinking maybe if we could, let's take out some dirt and see how this works. Again, nothing planned out beforehand, trying to keep things spur of the moment and trying to think things through as we go. Hopefully the ideas will come together is what we're kind of hoping, and that is a terrible idea. Why did you guys let me do that? It's about how are we going to bring up another wheel, one out. If we're going to do it, we'll have to do it in solid blocks, won't we? Right, we're just going to quickly scan the horizon again, guys. As always, this is on normal difficulty, so we are very much aware that at any moment something horrible could indeed happen to us. It's quite a solid looking wheel we've got here, isn't it? Let's just swap out. Not feeling particularly hungry at the moment, so let's just swap out our food for a bow. And yeah, the difficulty here is that this wheel clearly doesn't touch the water below, does it? So it's not particularly believable. How on earth do we ever solve that, I wonder? We need to add signs on, definitely. We're going to think how we're going to do that whilst we carry on this build. So let's have a look. We had... We're going to repeat this design. Block, block. Slab, slab. And then stair, stair, block, block. So, looking up there. Couple of blocks. Couple of upside down stairs. Thought I saw another one of our green friends there in my periphery, but still doing okay for the minute. Whoop. Not so good there though. I think we may need to build this temporary bit of scaffold up by at least one more block. Give ourselves a fighting chance here to get stuck in, as it were. And let's think this one through. It will be half slab on the top. Oh, hello, Mr. Zombie. Away you go, thank you. Where did you come from? And how dare you use our scaffold? Here he comes for one more go. Come on then. Fantastic. Right. Let's just go into third person here. Just double check that we're duplicating everything correctly. And we appear to be. So let us grab some more slabs. So at this point here, we want to put down slab, slab, stair, stair, and then it'll be slab, slab again after that. So let's quickly look to repeat that. So block, block, and then solid, solid, stair, stair, and then this appears to be the exact number of half slabs that we needed. So let us jump back from this quickly and check if that's everything and see if we've got any signs on us up here. We don't appear to have any signs, so not to worry, we can quickly fabricate some of those. But on the whole, I'm liking that wheel. It's not perfectly round. It's not quite perfectly round. Bit bulky towards the top and bottom. Bit oblong shaped, this wheel. But I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing, to be honest. I didn't want everything to end up looking too similar. Wanted it slightly different from the crane build. Only way to change that out, I suppose, is those stairs there could be solid block. Check nothing's creeping up behind me. Could swap those out for solid blocks, I suppose, and see how that takes us. So let's try that. It's dare to dream, hey guys? So if we hop up. They are flying all over the place, those stairs, are they? So how or why they've done that. So, just checking we got nothing around us. Ever so paranoid at the minute, as you can tell. Terrified, in fact. When we did the last builds, we always ran inside and hid when it was falling night time, but as I've learned, I lose precious build time in each video, so I feel kind of under pressure to toughen up and remain outside. That's definitely a marked improvement, I would say. Definitely. So, let's build ourselves some signs. Definitely not got any in there, and we're not going all the way back to the inside of Farm Hill just to grab the couple that we know we have. Let's see how far we go. We've made 18. Ooh. He's back, guys. He's back. And he's taking the mick. There we go. Got my arrow back. Oh, another one. They are swarming this build. I do need to come up with some sort of like lamppost design, I think. I need some sort of like outdoor lighting on Farm Hill. Something that fits in with our general aesthetics here. Perfect. How many is that in this video now? 3 eliminated. Oh, right. And now another one. They're swarming me, guys. Absolutely surrounding me. Okay. Let's get something to eat and chill out for a second. I mean, we have lights around us. They shouldn't be swarming me quite so much. But, oh well. Can't do much about it at the minute. So, let's think this one through. Let us try this. Signs are a tricky element in Minecraft because they have to be placed on a block, obviously, but they are affected by that block. So if that block is then removed, then so is your sign. So how could we do this to try and get them? I suppose we're never going to get them side on as such, are we? Oh, we can, apparently. Now that I never expected to work. Problem is that the right way round for them? Is that what we want? Kind of want paddles sticking straight out, but then they may not make sense. Let's have a look. Yeah, as suspected. Not quite making sense why that paddle would stick out like that, is it? So let's take these ones off. And we're going to have a little think around this design here, because we want something. We definitely want something. Almost like a fin on the underside or on the outside of this build, to show how it catches the water. It's not quite right yet, is it? We've got a wheel we're very happy with, and we're going to add ourselves on one little finishing touch I'm just considering. Only because just a little finishing touch. Little steampunk rivet while we work out how best we're going to get fins onto these that look realistic, because quite often people will build a water wheel but they don't really consider the paddle aspect of it. So we need paddles. Maybe there's something we could do in like dark oak stairs and half slabs. I wonder, did we pick anything like that up before coming up here? Of course we didn't. Now, what else other options do we have? We have spruce wood, fences, but that's not going to save us here, is it? It's so tricky. The paddles would be brilliant if there was a way to get them dead on and looking right. Hang on a minute. Those fences were in there, weren't they? Is there a combination of fence and sign that could look correct? So, in other words, we bump on a sign like so. They still don't touch, do they? Still levitating as if by magic. We don't want things levitating, because that's cheating. That's some crazy Minecraft physics, that is, when things levitate. Nope. Still not happy. Still not happy about that. I might cut ahead, guys, to when I've got a plan, and I'll bring you back then. Welcome back, guys. So, after much deliberation, I decided to stick with the signs, and I've placed them on the edges of the half slabs and the stairs, so they stick up a little bit, sort of like paddles would on a traditional water mill. I toyed around for a little bit to see if I wanted to get it closer to the water, so at the moment it is just the gap that a sign leaves when it's placed on a block above the water source. I thought about lowering it, but then I realised it would create a strange break in the water, and just due to how water works in Minecraft, and thought that the physics of that may look a little bit strange. So I've decided to keep it as it is. I'm just going to quickly finish off by maybe adding just a couple of bits of cobblestone, just something to support the water wheel basically. Just one last little detail, just something, there we go, just to pin that wheel together. But I think I'm pretty happy with that. So in the next episode we're going to continue to build our way up the windmill. We'll look to add the next level in, which will house the rooms and our temporary sleeping quarters. So I look forward to seeing you all then, and join me next time. Until then, goodbye.